Hello friend, in today's video we will learn how we can design and successfully run the fire detection project by using Raspberry Pi. So you can see on my screen we have MQ2 gas sensor, buzzer, LED, also the mobile and also the LCD module. So the flow of this project is like that. Whenever the fire is detected by this MQ2 sensor, then automatically buzzer will turn on. Also you can see on the LCD fire is detected and alarm on. So once the alarm on, then LED also turn on and we get the notification on mobile. So in this project the main point is we do not require the require GSM model. We can, although we don't have the GSM model, then also we can send the message on the mobile application through the internet. So once the fire is detected, then buzzer will turn on and automatically you can see the message will be pop on the screen like fire is detected in your house. So let's demonstrate this project. Now I can give the fire detection condition in front of smoke sensor. You can see once the fire is detected by the smoke sensor, the message also turn on here. Hey, fire detected inside your home. And also you can see on the LCD module, fire detected, alarm on and buzzer also turn on. So this is the complete idea behind this project. So please watch this complete video so that you will get idea about how to design, how to develop this project. We will see the programming part, we will see each and every step, how to connect different types of hardware like gas sensor, buzzer, LED, LCD module with Raspberry Pi, how we can design the mobile application also to check the message on the mobile. So all this video may be 1 hour video, but with this video definitely you will able to develop this project on yourself. So please watch this complete video so that you will get idea about each and everything. So before start the next part, I request you please subscribe my channel. Also please watch the complete video. To verify my channel on YouTube, I require 1k subscriber, and with your support it is already completed. Thank you for that. But to again verify my channel, I need 4000 watch hour. Till then I have completed 2.5k almost watch hour. But please watch my complete video, or if you haven't watched any or if you miss any video, please watch then again so that I can complete the 4000 watch hour. So please support me, please watch my complete video, please click on the subscribe button. Also if you click on the subscribe button, it is not only beneficial for me, it is also beneficial for you, because you can see I have uploaded more than 40-50 video on Raspberry Pi. So it is complete project and it will definitely improve your knowledge. So please subscribe my channel, please watch my complete video so that I can able to complete my watch hour. Now we will see importance of each and every line from the code. So first line is import raspberry pi.gpio. So basically if you want to use any GPIO pin in Raspberry Pi, you have to use this library. Next line is from uv parse import URL parse. Next import PAHO MQTT client as a PAHO, and next import os.system. So basically all these three lines are used for MQTT protocol. Next line is import time. So basically this time library used to, if you want to create some delay in your code, then you require this library. Next is gpio.setup gpio board. So basically if you want to use Raspberry Pi as a complete board, then you can use this line gpio.set warning to the false. So whenever you run the code, Raspberry Pi gives you warning that whatever the GPIO pin you have used is already used before. So to avoid that warning, you should use this line. Next line is LSD RS, LCD E and LCD D4. So basically RS pin is connected to 7 number pin, enable pin connected to 11 number pin. So why I have selected 7 and 11 only? So you can find go to this terminal window and just type here GPIO read all GPIO. So once you type GPIO read all, you can see this physical pin number connection present here, and we will focus on the physical pin. So you can see 7 number pin act as GPIO pin, also 11 number pin act as GPIO, then 13 act as GPIO, then 15 also act as a GPIO pin. So whatever the GPIO pin we require, we define that GPIO pin with respect to our hardware in the program. So we will connect on the hardware. During hardware explanation, I will tell you how to connect this pin with 7 number pin. So LCD RS pin should be connected to 7, enable pin should be connected to 11, D4, D5, D6 should be connected to 12, 13, 15, 16 respectively. So in this way we will connect our LCD later in the hardware explanation part. Then after that, buzzer pin should be connected to 29 number, MQ2 sensor connected to 18 number, and LED pin connected to 31 number of Raspberry Pi. Now after that you have defined all the pin in the program. Next part is we have to define the use of that pin. Means that pin use as the input or output. So basically LCD pin, buzzer pin and LED pin act as output pin because Raspberry Pi send the signal on this pin, and gas sensor pin act as the input pin. So that to define any pin as input or output, we use this line GPIO.setup function, then pin name, then GPIO.out in case it is output function. And if the pin act as an input for Raspberry Pi, means MQ2 sensor send the signal on Raspberry Pi, so this pin act as an input pin. So to define that pin as an input, we will use this line GPIO.setup, pin name, then GPIO.in, then pull up down register, pull up up. So in this way we define all the pin as an input, all the pin as a output with respect to GPIO.setup function. Then after that, def on connect, def publish. So basically these two function used for the MQTT protocol. So whenever our Raspberry Pi get connected with MQTT protocol, MQTT server, then def on connect function gets called automatically. And when we send Raspberry Pi send the signal, that is MQ2 sensor signal on mobile application, then on public function we will use on public function. Next, if you want to use the MQTT protocol in Raspberry Pi, you require some MQTT variable. So to create that MQTT variable, we use this line. Then after that, with respect to that MQTT variable, we have to give the on connect and on publish function. We have to define this function with these two lines. Then after that, os.environment get, basically you require URL string. So URL string means the broker name. So you can say this is our broker name, this is your port address. So define the broker name and port address in Raspberry Pi code. These three lines will be used. So basically first two lines will be this 40 and 41 line basically used to create this broker, and MQTT.connect function basically use this line to connect your Raspberry Pi with MQTT server. So server is nothing but this one, broker.emqs.io, and port is 1883. So with this line we are Raspberry Pi gets connected with MQTT broker. Then after that, some delay, then we define some variable which is required for the LCD, and then some LCD function. So basically I have taken the program from my previous video. The video is protest simulation for MQ2 sensor. So in that video I have already explained this logic behind LCD init function, then LCD byte function, then LCD toggle enable function, then LCD string function till line number welcome, till line number 142. So if you want to really if you really want to learn the what's the importance of each and every function, then you can watch that video. I will give the video link in the description, or you can find the video image on the screen also. So till welcome message I have already explained each and every line in protest simulation video, so you can watch that video. If I going to explain that line here again, then it will again takes 20 to 30 minutes. So if you want to really want to learn that code, just go to that video and watch that video program installation from that code. So after the welcome message printed, you can see LCD string, we have to print the fire detection system message. So this will printed by using LCD string function. Then we have to clear the LCD. Then main loop will be start while one. So in while one MQTT loop, basically after Raspberry Pi gets connected, this MQTT loop gets started, and this loop value gets stored into RC variable. Then next part is we have to check here the MQTT check here the MQ2 sensor pin is high or low. If the fire is detected or smoke is detected by the MQ2 sensor, then this pin act as a low, and this will send the MQ2 sensor send the low signal to Raspberry Pi. And to detect that signal low or high, we will use this line GPIO.input MQ2 sensor. So if the sensor is low, then we compare here output of this line is equal to GPIO.low. Yes, it is GPIO.low. Then that means we have to print fire detection alarm on the LCD by using these two lines. Then some print statement. Then after that we have to publish our message, that is gas is our topic. So when the fire is detected, then we have to send the one signal on the mobile application. So how to send the one signal on mobile application? We require the token. So MQTT protocol basically working with the token. So this token name is gas and one is a variable for the token. So we publish MQTT publish token value with one. So once the mobile application detect the one value, then it will show the pop-up window on the screen that is gas is detected or fire is detected in your home, inside your home. Then after that we have to turn on the buzzer. So how to turn on the buzzer? We have to just send the high signal on the buzzer pin. So how to send the high signal on buzzer pin? By using this function gpower.output, then pin name gpower.high. So here pin name is buzzer pin. Then after that we have to turn on the LED. So to turn on the LED we have to send the low signal on LED. So how to send the low signal on LED? Just using the same logic, gpower.output, pin name gpower.low. So with these two lines we will turn on the buzzer and turn on the LED. Then after that there is the else part. So else part means gpower.input MQ2 pin, it will send the high signal, that means fire is not detected. Then we have to send fire not detected message on the LCD and alarm on the LCD by using these two lines. Then after that we have to turn off the buzzer. So to turn off the buzzer you have to send the low signal on the buzzer pin. So how to send the low signal? gpower.output buzzer pin gpower.low. Then gpower.output we have to turn off the LED. So to turn off the LED we have to send the just high signal on the LED by using these two lines. So this is the complete idea behind this code. So again I request you, if you want to learn the LCD init, LCD byte function and LCD toggle and LCD string function, just watch my protest simulation video for MQ2 sensor, and in that video I have detail explain about how this function will be work, and then only you will get idea about each and every line. So after that we will see how to attach our different model with Raspberry Pi on actual hardware. Then at the end we will see how to run this code. So I hope you will watch complete video and able to successfully able to run this project. Okay, now first we will connect the LCD model with Raspberry Pi. As you can see at here I have LCD model separately and Raspberry Pi separately. So on LCD model you can see this is designed by me, and also the you can see it is completely designed on, now you can see it is completely designed on the 0 PCB. So how I designed this, you can see on the screen the schematic diagram of this LCD model. So on real time we have this only we get this. So on real time when you buy on the Amazon you only get this LCD model, and this LCD model has this 16 number or 50 number pins. So with this 16 and 50 number pin you have to how to connect that one with Raspberry Pi. For that you require this 0 PCB model. So how I design this 0 PCB model? By using the circuit diagram. So I will share the circuit diagram on screen. You can see on the screen whatever the pin, output pin is connected to input side of controller. So that input side of controller pin is nothing but our floating pin, and with that floating pin we will connect our LCD model with any other controller. So with the help of this circuit I have designed this circuit. So when I plug this, so whenever I design this circuit I need to plug this one LCD model on this one. Okay, now with this you can see at this side we have common VCC, at this side we have common ground. Then at this point you can see there is a input pin of this LCD model. So first pin is RS pin, then enable, then D7, D6, D5 and D4. So these are the output pins of this LCD. So we will connect only this pin with Raspberry Pi, the VCC and ground pin also with Raspberry Pi. So I hope with the 0 PCB or breadboard PCB you can able to create this circuit with the help of circuit diagram I have shown on the I already shown on the screen. So please create this circuit diagram by your own by soldering the PCB like this one, or by using the by using the breadboard also. Okay, now once you get this once you create this circuit on the 0 PCB, now we will connect this pin one by one with Raspberry Pi. So first point we will connect the RS pin to pin number 7. So for that we require the female to female connector. So I will connect the RS pin to the pin number 7. You can focus, this first pin is RS pin. Then I have connect this RS pin to pin number 7 of Raspberry Pi. So before starting the next part, I need to pay your attention here. You can see on Raspberry Pi, I by myself only created this page and paste this page on the Raspberry Pi pin, so that I can easily identify the pin number of Raspberry Pi. So even number pin come at this side and odd number pin come at this side, but with this page number I can easily identify the pin number of Raspberry Pi. So I hope you also do the same at your side, so that you can easily identify the pin number with Raspberry Pi. So first pin is this one, then second, then third, then 4, 5, 6. So even number at this side and even number at this side and odd number at that side only. Okay, once you connect the RS pin, next pin is enable pin. So I will connect enable pin to pin number 11 of Raspberry Pi. So take this enable pin and I will connect this enable pin to pin number 11. Now we will connect the D4 pin from this PCB to Raspberry Pi 12 number pin. So connect D4 pin with Raspberry Pi 12 number pin. Okay, after that connect the D5 pin to Raspberry Pi 30 number pin. So D5 pin from Raspberry Pi connected to 13 number pin. After that D4, D5, D6 pin should be connected to Raspberry Pi 50 number pin. So D6 of LCD should be connected to Raspberry Pi 15 number. Then after that D7 pin should be connected to Raspberry Pi 16 number pin. So D7 should be connected to Raspberry Pi 16 number. So in this way we have completed the connection of LCD module. With Raspberry Pi. Now we will give the common ground and common VCC to Raspberry Pi. So this side act as a common ground and this side act as a common VCC. So ground pin of Raspberry Pi is nothing but the 6 number pin. So I will connect ground pin to Raspberry Pi 6 number pin. Then VCC pin of this LCD should be connected to 2 number pin of Raspberry Pi. So VCC pin of this LCD should be connected to 2 number pin of Raspberry Pi. So in this way we have completed the circuit part of LCD with Raspberry Pi. Now we will shift to the next part, that is connect MQ2, that is gas sensor with Raspberry Pi. Now we will connect the MQ2 gas sensor with Raspberry Pi. So before start the connection, I want to give you some idea about MQ2 gas sensor. So this is the MQ2 gas sensor. You can see on the screen the MQ2 gas sensor has a 4 pin at the output side. First is analog, then Dout, that is the digital pin, then VCC and then ground. So we will use digital pin as output pin and ground and VCC. And here you can see there is one knob also. This is the so here you can see there is a blue knob also. So with this is a potential knob. So it is basically used to adjust the sensitivity of your MQ2 sensor. So first we will connect the ground pin with our common ground pin that we have already on the LCD. So first take the ground pin. So first we will take the ground pin here. So you can see on the MQ2 sensor there is a ground pin. So I will connect this ground pin here first. Then this ground pin should be connected to common ground pin of LCD module. So connect this ground pin to common ground pin. Now next part is you have to connect the VCC pin of your MQ2 sensor with common VCC pin of LCD module. So again take the common VCC pin. So ground pin here and then VCC pin should be here. So you can see at the output side I have connected the ground and VCC pin. Now this one, this VCC pin should be connected to VCC here and ground pin should be connected to ground pin here. So we have perfectly connected the ground and VCC pin to ground, common ground pin and common VCC pin at here. Now after that, third pin is digital out. So digital out pin should be connected to Raspberry Pi 18 number pin, 18 number. So again connect this digital out pin. So again connect this digital out pin to Raspberry Pi 18 number. Okay, now in this way we have completed the MQ2 sensor connection with our Raspberry Pi. Okay, now we will connect the buzzer module with Raspberry Pi. But before start this part, you have to verify your LCD and MQ2 sensor correctly connected with Raspberry Pi or not. So once you give the power to Raspberry Pi, you can see this LCD screen, that is blank screen or with some dot on the LCD. That means LCD mode is working correctly. Also you can see on the MQ2 sensor there is a one red LED also gets turned on. So it means your connection is okay. Now we will move to the buzzer module. So you can see on the buzzer module there are two pins. So first pin is this one. You can see second one is smaller and first one is greater pin. So smaller pin is nothing but the ground pin and greater one pin is nothing but the VCC pin. So first connect the ground pin to the common ground pin of our LCD module. So first I take my buzzer module to here. Now I will connect the ground pin to the first common ground pin. So this one smaller pin is buzzer module to ground pin, and I give to the ground side of our Raspberry common ground wire. Then next part is VCC pin of buzzer should be connected to. Now next part is VCC pin of buzzer should be connected to 29 number pin of Raspberry Pi. So connect this pin to 29 number VCC pin to 29 number. So I have connected the VCC pin, that is a greater pin of buzzer module, to 29 number pin of Raspberry Pi. So in this way we have completed the buzzer module, LCD module and MQ2 sensor module. Now next part is we have to connect the LED module with Raspberry Pi. So how to connect LED? First you can see what I did on for the LED module. So you can see I have the 1K resistor at this side and LED module. So basically 1K resistor is connected to. So first we will check the what is the 2 point of LED module. So LED has a 2 pin, greater pin again smaller pin. So greater pin is nothing but the VCC pin and smaller is nothing but the ground pin. So when we give the 0 signal on the ground pin, then LED will turn on. So it is act as a active low logic. And at this side to reduce the power, I use the 1K resistor. So I have connected the greater pin, that is VCC pin, to 1K resistor. So this 2 point is shorted. Then next part is from the 1K resistor next point I will give the one side to VCC module, that is common VCC module of LCD, and the next part of LED module is it should be connected to 31 number pin of Raspberry Pi. So please pay attention again here. This is the 0 PCB. So in the 0 PC I use the buck strip, and output side of buck strip it is shorted. You can see this is shorted. You can also perform same operation on the breadboard also. So one pin, that is bigger pin, that is positive pin, is connected to one side of buck strip. Then after that, from that buck strip one pin I have connected the 1 point of resistor. You can also perform same on the breadboard. Then next point of buck strip should be connected to another point of resistor. So you can see I have connected the both point here. Okay, now after that what I have to do, the next part, wherever the next part of resistor should be connected to VCC point, that is common VCC point of LCD. So I will take one pin. So I am taking one again male to female pin. The next point of buck strip, that is the resistor next point, it is connected to VCC pin of LCD. So I will take this one, and this should be connected to VCC pin of LCD. Now this point of LED, this point of LED should be connected to Raspberry Pi 31 number pin. So I will take another point of LED. should be connected to 31 number. So I think in this way we have completed the circuit part of our project. Now if I run the project, the LCD should be turned on and it should give the welcome message if the connection is okay. So you can see brightness of LCD is little bit high, so I will adjust the brightness now with this pot. Okay, now perfectly you can see the message also printed on LCD. Buzzer module also, the MQ3 sensor also working perfectly. Now we will check the buzzer module and LED module. Perfectly, so it is working perfectly. The LED is not getting turned on. We will see the why LED is not getting turned on. There should be some connection mismatch. So maybe this resistor is not perfectly plug in. So I will again plug in the resistor. Why I am showing the negative part, that is the not working part also, because you also learn from this one part of LCD here and second is here. Okay, now I think the perfect connection is working right now. Now we will check the circuit once again. Now I have connected the resistor with the proper method. Now I am giving the fire to this MQ. Now you can see LED also turn on, buzzer also working, the LCD module also working. So in this way you can connect your each and every pin with Raspberry Pi and your hardware should be work properly. So now first we see how to create the mobile application to send the data from Raspberry Pi on the mobile. So first you need to go to the Play Store. So type Play Store. Then after you type Play Store, go to the search MQTT dashboard application. So once you search MQTT dashboard application, you can see this MQTT IoT and Node-RED controller dashboard application you should open. Then after that you should install that application. So once you install that application, open that application. So once you open that application, you can see this window will open, and first we need to add the broker for our project. So if you want to add the broker, just click on the add first broker. Then after that you should give the broker name here. So in that case my broker name is let's say Rahul. Then you should give the broker address. So broker address is starting with TCP // and then /. So in code you can see we already given the broker address on the line URL string OS environment get then TCP broker EMQX IO. So type as it is that line here. So first type TCP, then /, then / 2 times, then broker, then .emqx, then .io. So this is your broker name. After that you have to provide the port name. The port number is 1883. That also we have given in our code. After that click on save button. So once you click on save button, this broker will be start connecting, and once they start connecting, it will show broker is connected. Okay, once you configure the broker correctly, then you can see the blank window on the screen. Now we will configure our application here. So you have to take the text here. So how you will text? So click on the plus button. So once you click on the plus button, go to the text. So once you go to the text, give your text name, that is gas status. After that click on this enable publish. So you have to only subscribe the topic, then give the name here gas. This is our topic name as per our code. Then go to the notification setting and click on this notification on message. Then here you can give your message like attention and message like fire detected inside your home. So this is the message will be pop up on the screen. Once the MQ2 sensor detect the fire, click on this icon. So once you click on this icon, this message you can see the blank gas detected status here, and after that go to this 3 dot, then go to the setting. So once you go to the setting, turn on this at your side it is off, so turn on this run as background. so it app will be run in background. Then go to the MQTT, again this one, and go to the app setting, app info. Then once you go to the app info, go to the notification. Then select this value, change notification on, and show notification should be on. So with this you can see notification on the screen whenever the fire is detected. So in this way you can configure your broker, you can configure your mobile application. So before starting this video, we will see what are the important library that need to be installed into your Raspberry Pi so that you can access the PAHO client. So first library is sudo pipe install PAHO MQTT. So to install this PAHO client library on your Raspberry Pi, go to the terminal and just type this command on your terminal. Press enter. So it will install the PAHO client on your Raspberry Pi. Make sure internet is connected to your Raspberry Pi before installing this library. Now we will see how to run this code. So before go to this chapter, it is very important to install the Noobs OS into Raspberry Pi. So if you don't if you haven't installed the OS into Raspberry Pi, please watch my first video. In that video I have explained how to install the OS into Raspberry Pi. I will give you the video link in the description, so check out that video also. And second important thing is you have to turn on your Wi-Fi. You have to connect your Wi-Fi with Raspberry Pi before start this code. Then after that you have to download this fire detection system project from my Google Drive link. So once you download this project, you will find this file, fire detection system.py file. So you have to double click on this file. So once you double click on this file, the Thonny browser will be open, and you have to just click on run button. So if at the shell you can find fire not detected, alarm off, that means your project start working successfully. So this is the way you can run your project.